thought sleepovers were about whispered secrets and shared laughter, we were wrong. 7 nights scattered across landscapes, from misty forests to sun-drenched Italian villas, proved that terror isn't just a story you tell. It's an invisible hand, a haunting melody, a boot print in the snow, leaving an indelible mark that ensures you'll never truly rest again. The first scar was etched that August in Ravenswood. My best friends and I, barely 11, pitched a tent at the edge of woods that seemed to breathe. The fog swallowed our laughter, then thickened to a charcoal outline beyond the back fence. A tall, splinter-thin silhouette by the compost heap, perfectly still, made my skin prickle. Finn dismissed it as a dog. Leo, a branch. But dogs don't stand upright, and branches don't vanish with a parent's presence. Later, zipped inside our canvas cocoon, a rasping began. Fabric on fabric, a slow metallic scrape. Zip. Before I could scream, an icy calloused hand latched around my ankle. We exploded from the tent, bare feet tearing across gravel, hearts hammering as Dad burst out, bat in hand. The yard lay empty, only the trembling tent and swirling fog. The police found a single muddy boot print by the fence, too large for a child, facing the dark woods. No one was ever caught, but those woods never let us forget. Years later, 3 mismatched children's sneakers were found hanging like trophies in a crude lean-to deep in the pines. Fear, I learned, is patient, invisible, and permanent. Another summer, another illusion shattered. Sent to my cousin Maya's Dorset farmhouse, I pictured pastoral dreams. Instead, atop a hayloft, her grandfather warned us, "Bolt the door. Poacher's prow." We half-latched it, full of bravado. In the dead of night, a metallic clang. Then, a heavy scrape, boots on gravel. A faint lantern glow beneath the boards revealed a hooded figure dragging a twitching sack. We scrambled for the ladder, but it was already lowered. I rammed a pitchfork through the loft door latch just as a deliberate step creaked below. "Call the police," I whispered. "No," Maya hissed. "He'll hear us." Minutes later, a shadow fell across the floor. The latch rattled, he retreated. By dawn, only a sack of animal pelts and a swaying rope ladder remained. Curiosity and carelessness, Maya's grandfather sighed. They often lead to trouble. The barn's sour scent, the single creaking rung, became lessons in vigilance. The Monterey Cliffs roared. Lydia and I, 16, found ourselves trapped in a sprawling villa, storm-tossed and isolated. Around 10:30, a dull thunk at the sliding glass door. Then, a sharper tap. The motion sensor light flashed on, revealing a shadow, hooded, pressed flat against the glass, unmoving. When the light died, letters appeared, smeared in condensation. "I see you. Panic." We barricaded the door, dialed 911. Upstairs, a window latch was undone. Swinging, police found footprints ending abruptly at the cliff edge. No slide, no fall, just a bizarre disappearance. Months later, Lydia called the house. We got a weird letter. Same handwriting, but inside my room. On the mirror, we returned, flashlight beams cutting through the unsettling quiet, photographing prints that defied logic. A whisper along the siding. "It knows we're here," Lydia breathed. Fear, I learned, is as much about perception as reality, and some mysteries may never be solved. A winter weekend in a Black Forest lodge, miles from anywhere, felt like stepping into another world, until the power died. Snow piled against the windows, sealing us in fetching firewood. I saw them, 2 small, precise footprints in the fresh snow, starting at the forest edge, ending at the lodge. No trail back. Miles was unnerved. Then a sharp rap on the second-floor balcony, followed by a long, low whistle mimicking the wind. The balcony doors were open, snow inside, small, childlike prints leading to the railing edge, then nothing. Seconds later, the whistle came from downstairs. We huddled by the fire until dawn. The caretaker found us trembling, then pointed to a single paper crane pinned to the front door with an antique ice pick. "Some spirits linger," he said. "Not harmful, just curious, just lonely. The one-way footprints, the whistle, the inexplicable Krina message from a presence, quiet, profound, and deeply unsettling." The ski chalet above Lake Lucerne promised snow-covered freedom. Greta and I, 15, thought we were alone. Then the boiler coughed, the lights died, and a long, whining squeal of metal echoed from the far end of the balcony. Outside, a single heavy boot print pointed to the chalet door. The doorknob turned under Greta's hand, unlocked. A breath fogged the outer glass pane, slow and deliberate. We slammed shutters, called patrol, static hissed, then a low male voice. "You can lock every door but one." The loft hatch slightly ajar, snow melting on its rungs. By dawn, only the boot print, circling the chalet like a deliberate rhythm, remained. Even now, the quiet creak of snow, that fleeting exhale, never truly leaves me. The chalet taught me that fear needs no proof, existing purely as attention, awareness, and an unseen presence. Bruges, with its canals and cobblestones, became a stage for a chilling summer at 19. Memory. His twin brothers and I shared a canal-side rental. 1 a.m., the gentle lapping of the canal stopped. A single drip. Wet footprints led from the back door, which I'd sworn I locked, toward the staircase. Upstairs, the prints vanished. Then, from the attic, a soft knock, rhythmic, almost musical. A child's voice hummed a song in a language unknown. We barricaded the landing, called police. The attic was empty, but the stained glass window was damp, pressed from within. The landlord swore no outside access. A second night, the same sounds. Driven by a desperate need for answers, we crept upstairs. The attic was empty, but puddles glimmered on the floor, and a small, wet handprint pressed into the cracked, stained glass. It vanished. Later, behind a loose panel, we found an old trunk. Papers, songs, and photographs of a small girl by the very canal outside. Her song, I realized, was a plea, a lonely echo, a goodbye. Not all mysteries are meant to frighten. Some simply ask to be heard. Tuscany, Rowan's villa. Sun-drenched, humming with history. Paradise for 17-year-olds until midnight. A gunshot tore through the stillness. My friend Marco rushed to the window. I followed. Two dark silhouettes wrestled in the courtyard. Rowan's father appeared, staggering, blood blooming across his chest. We dove behind a wardrobe, the old wood biting into our backs. Shouts in Italian, drawers opening, a vase shattering. Then silence. A motorcycle roared into the distance, leaving chaos and the smell of gunpowder. Rowan's father was gone. The villa, once sanctuary, became a crime scene. We returned only briefly, too afraid to confront the violation. For years I avoided Italy, the olive groves now symbols of fear. But over time, the trauma transformed. Rowan said, "We survived it." The villa became a place where courage had been forged. That night taught me the fragility of safety, the weight of presence, and the silent resilience required to move forward when life takes something that cannot be replaced. It was a brutal lesson, but it taught me to cherish the fleeting, to be cautious yet present, to turn fear into awareness, and to understand that courage is facing fear with resolve, even when the outcome is uncertain.